Hi everybody, welcome to my channel for the fourth game of the French Team Championship. I'm facing this time Warrior of the Dark God. So first of all, maybe the pairing process. So we had the following matrix with a lot of greens actually, so it was going to be, according to us, around where we could score high possibly. We managed to place 2 greens and we had a couple of yellows. So open matches, we had 2 mirror matches, Orc and Goblins and Red Elves. And yeah, looking forward to see what will happen at the end of the round. So yeah, you had my list here, and this is my opponent's list. So he was playing something quite typical, Ancestor, Double Elder, and then the Exalted Herald, obviously double Lost, plus third scoring and a piece of chaff. So this is pretty standard. And then his option were to take a sorcerer on foot, some warrior knights and a flare unit. So yeah, typical warrior list. We were playing breakthrough on the battle line, frontline clash. And yeah, you saw several times already in the last couple of battle reports me playing against Warrior of the Dark God on breakthrough. So this is something we are used to on the channel. Here you have the spell selection, matchup analysis. So yeah, I know really well the matchup. I trained this several times in the last couple of months, so I knew exactly what I needed to do. I know this is normally not the most interesting matchup, but we will see. Who can start can change the style of the battle. I still think it's pretty hard for the warrior to push hard, because it depends a little bit on the map, but breakthrough he cannot really anticipate where I'm going to go, and basically you need to drop centrally, meaning I will use one corner to delay how much time he needs to come at me, and then it depends a lot on my role for the shooting. And then what happens most of the time is the warrior, actually what I face until now, it's warrior not willing to deploy for first to see what I do, and then trying to stop my breakthrough, but at the same time securing there and having more like face-off match where there isn't a lot of battle. So we'll see what happened here. I have tools to deal with monsters. I think he will need to, he's likely to use cover to his advantage. If I can, obviously in this type of matchup I like to drop, because yeah, I know it basically it secures me to the unpredictable scenario where my opponent try to rush me hard. It depends a bit on the map, but yeah, it's in this type of battle I like to drop, because I can push him far away from my deployment zone with my shooting. He need to minimize my turn 1 obviously to not suffer too much damage in the early stages. So that's something I've liked to do until now, and it worked the couple of times I did it. I need to plan my breakthrough, try to slow down his scoring with my non-scoring unit. I have a couple of units that I can use, like King Eater, Giant, Yetis for that. And I expected it to be close to draw. So this is deployment. I drop off first turn. I think I won the roll for side, but I'm not sure. I think so. And I pick bottom and gave him top, which was slightly better. You see it's more or less the same, because we have an impassable on each side. It's just that this side of the board has a hill, which is slightly better for me. And also I'm denying him the possibility to have a forest to hide with his monster. So I think this was pretty obvious. And then checking the map, he didn't want to drop for first turn, so I did, because yeah, checking the map, obviously I could have gone to the left, but then I have one impassable in my zone, meaning he can drop really frontal to me, and this might be hard because I might be annoyed by this. So I took the safe approach to take the side where he has an impassable, he can hide, but he has so many stuff he cannot hide everything, and I made sure that I dropped my shooting around the house to make sure it's hard for him to come out of the house. So basically the way I drop, I put some Yetis vanguarding here, be ready to chaff if needed. Then I have Bruiser Tribesman, Bruiser Block, a Cannon, my Merc unit with BSB and Mage, 2 Scratapult, a Giant here, and the Frosty in the middle that have more flexibility. And what he did is to put is this? Yeah, these are the horsemen. 2 lost guys with the mage within, knights, dogs, ancestor, exalted herald, double Feldrak, and the flayers on the far right. So my turn 1. Obviously I move forward, I check what he can do, I cover all the angles, I drop back slightly with my chaff at the moment, I don't need to risk him. I move my merc out to be ready to shoot at his ancestor. I think he minimized turn 1, we'll see. I think so. No, he didn't actually. Yeah, that's something that surprised me, maybe about deployment, what I can say. I was surprised a little bit that he put all the monsters, so definitely wanted to stop my breakthrough. So we were going to see a little bit more action than what I'm used to in this matchup, which was going to be interesting, but I was also intrigued because obviously he can play with the monsters and then hide back, but he didn't minimize turn 1, meaning my merc shots can shoot him and then I can push forward slowly, and I was confident that with the time I should be able to do enough wounds to be okay to break through. So this was going to be interesting. So yeah, my turn 1, I move forward with the merc, and the rest just shuffle slightly, move the giant slightly forward. In my magic phase, I cast Totemic Summon, but I lose the spell, which is annoying on turn 1. I cast it here, try to clean the flayers, and this was a very good Totemic Summon, because with Breath Weapon I kill all the flayers. So at least I achieved something, traded spell against a chaff, which is not bad, because as you know, chaff, it's something that allows you to push forward, because if you use the chaff, then he can really try to come out with all the monsters and tell me, now deal with it or you will be in trouble. I've done also Swarm of Insect against Ancestor, got it off, but did 0 wound. And then with my shooting attack, I did 3 wounds to the Ancestor with all these guys. I don't remember if the cannon hits or if it's only the poison. Not sure about that, but yeah, 3 wounds to the Ancestor is a good start. He's turn 1, so he hide the Ancestor and the Exalted Herald, and he put the 2 Feldrak Elder to the side to try to, yeah, be annoying, but this will be much harder for him to push me now that he has no chaff anymore. We need to sacrifice something or put an Ancestor in the front to minimize the contact and then have the other one ready to countercharge, but this is much harder for him. I made sure that with my random move I cannot go against the dog, move the rest slightly forward. In his magic phase, he spiked my giant but did nothing, and then he got Hereditary off and did 4 wounds to the bruiser. So I kept my dice for that. He had 3 dice against 4, but still got that off and did 4 wounds to the bruiser, which isn't too much, so I was okay with that. My turn 2. Move forward to shoot at them, make sure I can wheel pass if I need to charge anything coming here. Same goes for the right side. Move slightly forward my bruiser, the rest stays pretty much the same, move slightly sideways with the Scratapple, but these knights are doing a very good job at zoning me. Put the giant on the hill to make sure I cannot push too hard forward. And yeah, that's it. My Kinetic doesn't come on the board. My Totemic moves forward towards the back, try to be annoying for the dogs. My magic phase, he dispels Swarm of Insects. I try to put +1 resilience but fail. And then with my shooting, I will do 2 wounds with the Merc against Feldrak Elder. Cannon doesn't hit, and with my shooting, I think this was from the bolt thrower or a catapult, I don't remember. I did 2 wounds to the cavalry. I think this was from the crossbow from the Frosty. Did 2 wounds to the cavalry. He failed the panic check and flees, which is really nice for me. Wasn't expected, but that's nice. So that's 1 unit less that's scoring. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. His turn 2, the cavalry didn't rally, goes off the board, which is also important. He backs 1 elder that lost the 2 wounds to the side, and now you can see it will be much harder to come forward here. The other one that is full life stays here. Other than that, I think he failed the march with the dog, so he cannot really chaff me and try to be aggressive, so he just moved a little bit to try to be as far away as he could from my Totemic. The knights move slightly forward. The same goes for these 2 units, but now as you can see there is a free space I can try to exploit, so I'm really looking forward to the Kinetic coming off the board to be disturbing and also try to annoy him with the giant. In his magic phase, he got hereditary, another 4 wounds to the bruiser, and he got +1 armor save on the knights, which doesn't matter much. My turn 3. I move forward with my giant, and that's it. I don't know why. I could have pushed maybe. I don't know if he didn't see me, so I could have maybe be slightly more aggressive. I didn't want to give him any easy charge, I guess. So I move forward to the side, and I decide to back the Frosty. Here again, we can debate about that. I could have also pushed the Frosty to the side, take more risk with the giant, try to bait him to charge me and really split his army in 2. That could have been a possibility for me. But yeah, I took some safe choices here. Remains in the back, and in case you want to fight, I can still go with the Frosty towards the right to give the aura if needed. Both catapult, a bit stuck here, so I try to shoot, but they don't do much. I didn't get to the dog, roll low with my totemic, which was a bit unfortunate. And then I move my merc forward to be able to get shots at the ancestor. Didn't move much with them, didn't want him to go out of line of sight. Also check what he can do. Actually, what I didn't tell you is, if he's hidden with the Exalted Herald, I wanted to be sure that he cannot cast too many spells against unprotected units, so that's also why I stayed in the back. And also, since he has still quite a lot of monster, I didn't feel confident to push hard with the mercenaries that are already a bit depleted. So I wanted to do more damage before I can really go forward. So I took the safe approach here. I think I took a long charge with a catapult. Yeah, I took... Maybe, did I take a charge? I'm not sure. Maybe that was... Yeah, this one, I think I failed. I'm not sure if I tried to take a long charge against the dogs with a catapult. Not sure about that. Anyway, Swarm of Insect did 3 wounds to the Feldrak Ancestor, which is huge. And then... with the rest of my shooting, what did I do? +1 resilience on the bruiser. Then I did 2 wounds to the elder with the cannon. And I panicked the dog. I think I had... Yeah, my idea... I think I wasn't in position to shoot well the ancestor because of cover. So my idea was to shoot off the dog to basically have no risk anymore that he's able to chaff me with the dogs. And I think I panicked the dog. Yeah, exactly. I panicked the dog, so at least that was that. And the ancestor had like 1 wound left or 2. Charged totemic with his 1 unit of 1 elder. The rest hide behind impassable. He turns around with the knight to protect himself from an upcoming giant that might charge him. Other than that, he moves slightly forward, try to force the breakthrough. I still don't have my Kinita on the board. In his magic phase, he rallies the dog, obviously. Binding Scroll, Grave Call, is Silver Spiked, but then does nothing. Get +1 arm save, and then close combat, he cleans easily the totemic summon. My turn 4. So, yeah, here again, I think I could have pushed slightly more, but I still was very careful what he might do if he wants to come out and be out of my line of sight. So I made sure I cover all the angles with the bruiser, but I think I could have maybe moved slightly more forward to try to be more annoying for him. I put mercenaries in position to shoot the ancestor this time, I guess. Either the ancestor or the small one, I don't remember. Move the giant to the side to be annoying, and move all these guys ready to charge him. Move them forward. A magic phase, I get +1 resilience off on the bruiser. And I put also break the spirit, I guess, on the dog. And then, this time, really the purpose was to take out the ancestor, and I managed to do it. I shoot at him and I finish him, so that was nice. Take some heavy points here. My cannon misfire and roll a 1, so I cannot shoot the rest of the game, which is slightly annoying because I still had plenty of targets. His turn 4, he turns around the cavalry to look forward at all my upcoming threats. Turns around this warrior against the giant and move them slightly forward, and uses one of the elder to support the part of the map where I'm threatening with giant. Dogs move slightly forward. but had nothing particularly to do. He moved again these two threats to try to be annoying for my breakthrough. So we'll see what I can do in the upcoming turn. In his magic phase, he rolled 2d6 against the Yetis, and I fail my rerollable 8. I flee, and he gets +1 armor save on the warrior, which is, yeah, it's slightly annoying because I wanted to use them as chaff, so I cannot do it because now they fled. My turn 5, so my Kinetor finally enters the board, meaning I have nothing much to do. I could have entered here. I thought I will be annoying for this unit from below, so let's use this one to try to disturb them. But I think, yeah, breakthrough is towards the south part of the board, so entering here would have been, I guess, much better to be really a threat for the next turn. So I don't think that was the optimal choice. And here I push for my breakthrough, and here I see that my planification wasn't too good because I won't be able to sneak that unit through. It was too far. So last turn, yeah, I'm not too happy about how I planned my breakthrough. I could have get a couple of inch more to try to prepare them better, so that wasn't too good for me. But I still have ways to, with these 3 units, to get possible breakthrough. So we'll see what he does. I push Max, and I push the 2 units also to make sure that if he charge them, I can either flee, I can hold, and then countercharge. I think my idea was to hold and countercharge. I gave him no overrun pass in the mercenaries. So basically, I have some good countercharge setup in case he tried to charge me. Should result in heavy points for me. And then Scratapult. I think I charged 1. Not sure. Yeah, I didn't charge. I just moved 1 forward, try to bait him to charge me. Then I can always flee or countercharge, and I put stuff in place to countercharge him, basically. Try to bait him, so we'll see what he does. And in case he doesn't charge, then my next turn I can't take some charges. So that was the idea. My magic phase, turn 5, it dispels Swarm of Insects. I got Break the Spirit off on his Exalted Herald. And then I got also +1 to hit on the Bruiser block, in case he comes to fight me. Mercenaries do 2 wounds to the Elder, so I think he has 2 left now. 1 or 2, so we'll see. Oh, sorry, I got Break the Spirit off on the Elder, not on the Exalted Herald. So he has, I think, 2 wounds left and Break the Spirit off, which is nice. Yeah, other than that, nothing too crazy because we still don't have any fights. He's turn 5, so here interesting things happen. So he uses his Elder to chaff me from charging against the Exalted Herald. Make sure I have no overrun, and the idea also was that I cannot reform them in a way to make a column and break through. So that was his idea. I cannot, thanks to the position of these 2 single models, I cannot make a reform, a conga, to try to break through. So that was his idea. For that to work, he needed to march, and obviously this was 3 tests, and if he fails on 1 and 2, then he dies. He failed only 1, so he was still alive. So that was very important for his plan, because if he fails that one, then it's not possible anymore to do that. So he was alive with 1 wound left, so we'll see what I can do with that. Pushes them forward to try to break through, push them forward, push the Elder to support, move the Warrior forward as well. And here, as you can see, my Kinetor is it's really far away. It's like a charge on 10, 11, really far away from the back. Instead, if I would have come on the board here, I could have had position to, do things better, force him choices to where he want to look at with the Elder. So I wasn't too happy here about what I did with my Kinetor. Magic phase, what happens? He got... nothing crazy. I get this magic phase. Nothing crazy. So let's move on to my turn. So let's see what I can find as solution to still break through and stop his. So I take some charges. I check that I had to call the judge here because it was really, really close. I will show you after a zoom picture. But basically, I triple charge him. And I checked with all the combat reform after the game. Since it's my turn 6 and then it's his turn after, I will be scoring unit again if I can triple breakthrough. The Mercs can do it easily. The Bruiser Bruiser Dart charging can, with an overrun on an 8, be in the breakthrough zone. And then the unit of Bruiser, they cannot do it, unfortunately for me. They were really close from doing it, but they cannot. But what they can do is reform, looking that way, and in case if it charge me, he cannot charge the small unit, so he can charge them, force a 9 rollable, steadfast, and that's it. Other than that, yeah, I tried to charge with the giant against the warrior, so I dispel any buffs that he had, I guess, last turn. He had nothing really on them, so I have D3 impact strength 5 plus my attacks plus the stomp. We go same agility, which is slightly annoying, but I still feel pretty confident about my chances. He has no counter charge, so if I can just stick him 2 turns, I don't need to take them, but just stick them 2 turns, then he can only break through with 1. This unit seems really, really far. My breakthrough zone was almost over there. I tried to double charge it, but I failed with 1 catapult. I failed on 9 swift stride to the flank, and the other one was automatic. So that's what I did. Keen Eater, I think I tried some long charge. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, did I try something? I don't know. Just moved to the side, so I think I didn't have any charge at all. So this shows how poorly I played this model. And then Magic Phase, I was able to get Break the Spirit on him, and also, then Close Combat, I just kill him. And here what happened, so the Scratapple did a couple of impact, he didn't do much to me, as expected. We stick, I think he stick on the Steadfast, and then this Close Combat, it just turned very, very badly. I managed only to do 2 wounds to him, which can happen, but still, D3 plus D6 strength 5 plus 6 attack, expected slightly more than 2 wounds, and then in return it did 5 wounds to me, which is a lot for just a lost unit. It breaks me, run me down, so a bit unfortunate here. So this is the picture. I was able to kill the model, and at least I got this one. So here you can see how close it was. So it was really, really close to be able to break through with this unit, but I was just missing like half an inch. I didn't miss much. So yeah, this was a funny picture. And his turn 6, he just charged me with the Exalted Herald to force a check, counter charge with the Elder against my Scratapult, and break through with these 2 units. Close Combat, he will just finish the Scratapult. Here I will strike against him. I don't think he win. Yeah, he wins I did 1 wound, he did 2 wounds, and he had the charge. So yeah, I was steadfast, but I passed my steadfast. And also he did a couple of wounds with a Silver Spike, I guess, against the Scratapult, and took a couple of half the points for that. Yeah. So yeah, that's how we ended up. So we both got 2 units in the breakthrough zone of the opponent. Game result was a 12-8. A draw on breakthrough. I got Flayers, Barbarian, Elder, and an Ancestor. And he got off me a Yetis that didn't rally, Giant, and then 1.5 Scratapult. Post-game analysis, so I already said a lot during the battle report, but yeah, during deployment, I dropped to try to control the pace, and I think that was a right choice. I could have deployed 1 Scratapult to the left. I don't know, with my deployment, I was maybe a bit influenced of my past game against Warrior on Breakthrough, that he might do a strong left, and then if I put a Scratapult there, since I don't have a lot of lateral movement, I might just lost 1 Scratapult for free. But in hindsight, yeah, it's not a lot of points, and it could have been really nice to have a threat stay on the left, because they didn't do a lot in the middle. I should have planned better my breakthrough. I'm not too happy about how I did it. He used well his cavalry to shield his scoring and advanced. Regarding micro decision in the late game, the Scratapult charges in the front was not needed because he still was really, really far from my breakthrough. I think it wasn't able for him to get it, and I just gave him a possible chance of winning combat, run me down, and then breakthrough. So I think I should have been able to do much to not charge in the front. Maybe the flank is an option, because then I win, and then best case he reforms to the front strike at me and maybe take some points, but even that I'm not sure. And the giant, I think if I don't charge, just try to block his breakthrough, maybe minimize the number of attack that he has, I will strike last, which somehow compensate the lack of charge and D3 impact. So I don't know, then I force him to pass the overrun on 2 dice, I guess. So yeah, despite the odds being in my favor when charging, I don't think I was forced to charge here. I could have just tried to be more annoying with positioning. I didn't have a lot of space to really block his breakthrough, but maybe just force the charge, make sure that he cannot reform in a column and then breakthrough, and then just force him to charge me, while maybe minimizing a little bit what he can do. So yeah, and then like I said, King Eater, very bad entrance. So yeah, he come up late in the game, but I should have entered him another position. I had a better option like the left flank, so not too happy about my choices here. And I gave away some easy points with the Scratapult here. So yeah, some details, but still at the end it's maybe moving the score from a 13 to a 12, which is always some free points that you could have. Fortunately, it didn't matter much because we got wins on all tables, so we win big again. So that's our third cap, making sure that we maybe round 5. It depends also on the painting score, but if we cap again on round 5, maybe we can be close or even on the podium. So we'll see. We had at least hope for that after this solid round 4 performance. So we'll see what happened on the last round. So that was it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching my battle report, and talk to you soon on the channel. Bye.